बाजे रे मुरलिया बाजे, बाजे रे मुरलिया बाजे, बाजे मुरलिया बाजे, अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर, अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर, होठ पे माया विराजे, बाजे मुरलिया बाजे, बाजे रे मुरलिया बाजे, अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर, अधर धरे मोहन मुरली पर, होठ पे माया विराजे, बाजे मुरलिया बाजे, बाजे मुरलिया बाजे। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं, भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये। यो गुरुः स शिवः प्रोक्तः, यः शिवः स गुरुः स्मृतः। विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतर्मगः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यम् द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षतान्तमोन्दम् संसारिणां करुणया आह पुराणगुह्यम् तं व्याससूनुम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे। नमो किञ्चन वित्ताय निवृत्तगुणवृत्तये आत्मारामाय शान्ताय कैवल्यपतये नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद 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 हरे। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे। हे नाथ नारायण वासु श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे। Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda 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 Hare Murari. He Narayana Va. Shri Krishna Govinda 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 Hare Murari. He Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda 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 Shri Krishna Govinda. बोलिए श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. नमः पार्वती पते. हर हर महादेव. हे भगवान. हरि ओम. We completed the 8th canto, 7th, 8th and 9th. Now we will be on the 9th canto. 7th canto was on Manav Dharma. 8th canto is on Saddharma. And 9th canto is on Bhagawatam. 7th canto deals with the human vasanas. So human vasana has to be controlled. Is in 7th canto. Divinization of human vasana is in the 8th canto. And totally obliteration of human vasana by its seed, it is in 9th canto. We'll slowly explain. I forgot. So controlling vasana means through which a person loses his capacity to think far and wide, deep and high. When you don't think on the topic far and wide, deep and high, so our decisions will not be adequately right. Vasana means Vivek veiler, discrimination veiler, which veils the discrimination. Your best is gone. I had a best in me, which I could have thought, said. I have a very good thought about a topic, about an incident. I have a lot of beautiful thoughts and best decisions are there. But vasana means through which best has gone. Either middle or the worst is coming out, from best to beast. Therefore, many times you say, this is not my real me. I didn't want to do like that. I didn't want to speak like that. I didn't want to say like that. Not my nature. I don't want what I am doing, I don't want it. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to come across like this. But there is an uncontrolled personality. There is a blindness in us. There is an animal in us. So this topic is dealt in 7th canto. Mano Dharma is their topic. And I have felt that vasana can be controlled only by resolutions and vows. The capacity to take vows, if I increase, then only you can hold the blindness in you and bring the light in yourself. Dharma is based on the capacity to stop yourself. It is a brake. If you don't have a brake, you will break. Either break or you should have brake. So because you are bringing out your worst every time, you will break. You will get rejection from your conscience. You will not give the best. You will have guilt that this is what I should not have said like that. I shouldn't have done like that. Increasing the power to stop the unimportant in me. Increasing the power to stop, to postpone. There is where vasana comes. I will think on that topic and then react. I will postpone the anger. I want to be very angry, but I'll postpone it till next Sunday. Within 1 week, I'll give lot of thought. Next Sunday, you meet me, I'll be angry on you. One week, let me think whether how much anger should be there. There is a lot of beautiful points in us. There is a divinity in us, purity in us, chastity in us, quietness in us. There is a silence in us. There is a control in us. It has all to be brought out. Life is very different. In the same place, same people are there. But I have to culture myself. I have to educate myself. Dharma is a self-education process, self-controlling education process. Like you culture the hedge and culture the plants. If you see something is overgrowing, you trim it, you prune it. Sometimes you water certain portions, sometimes you do certain kind of, sometimes they mix also. two trees, two plants are mixed together. You don't know. Grafting. So in our childhood we used to do that. We used to get the rose stems and blue rose is there. We bring to yellow and bring both. So in the same plant, two colors are there. You must have done that. You can have 2-3 colors in the same rose. Blue also, yellow also. If you craft it properly, it grows into that. It becomes one that. There's a way to do it. Not that anything you do, it will happen. There's a particular way to cut it in a particular slanting direction is there. Then other where then you put it like that. You bind it like that through a cloth and put some kind of manure in it. Something you put. Then you tie it. And if it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it dries up. This is called culturing. I have to learn from somebody. Maybe I don't have that quality in me. I'll culture myself through you. Sometimes people are like mirror. They show you what you are. Sometimes they're like painting. They show you this is what you should be. This is the topic of 7th canto. When I know, let me curb the beast in me. Let me not be harsh. Morning when you get up, you write, I will not speak any one harsh words in my mind also. I will be very controlled. When Vasana is there, you don't see next birth, you don't see Guru's wish, you don't see God's wish. There is more of impulse than inspiration. Difference between mob and group. Both are collection of people. There will be a group of 200 people. There will be a group of 500 people. And there is a mob of 500 people. Headless group is called mob. Mob is coming. You get scared. What is up? They don't think. Group is there, discipline. The army is there. They walk properly. There is one behind each other is there. Even ants walk in a group. They don't walk in a mob. Even the birds that fly in the sky, if you have seen, there's a discipline, there's a leader there. And that leads. Not that they are haphazard, very disciplined you can see there. There's a queue. Thoughts should be in a queue, not in a mob. Let this thought be after deliberation, after thinking, after contemplation. Dealing with your ego, dealing with your vasanas. This is the topic of 7th canto. Dharma is the topic. Therefore 15 chapters are there. First 5 is Adi Devik, and then Adi Dhyatmik and Adi Devik. Asuri Vasana is there, Devi Vasana is there, and Manushi Vasana is there. Asuri Vasana by Hiranyakashipu, Devi Vasana by Prahladji, and Manavi Vasana by Yudhishthira. This is the topic there. More one is able to hold himself, and I'm not saying suppress. Suppress is different. Suppress is you have emotion. You don't have higher emotion, but because of compulsion you don't express it. You're not expressing your desire to eat, you like something because everybody is looking at you. In your room you will be different. This is suppression. Gurudev said, make it sublimation. When for some higher cause, after thinking, after my vows, because I have higher joy, therefore I am leaving this lower joy with discipline. So suppression, somebody is not eating and after that he has no joy. Therefore he is guilty by intent. But I have another big area in my life. I enjoy not eating. There is sublimation. I am leaving lower for the higher. Living lower for the higher is called sacrifice. Living higher for the lower is compromise. Living higher for the lower is compromise. Living lower for the higher is sacrifice. Only what higher, lower, what is it? I can't understand. चलिए आगे. Can I go ahead? Please move ahead. 8th canto पे आते हैं. अरे come to the 9th canto. 9th canto will come. This is, we have to build the context. And sometimes building the context, it takes whole class. 8th canto is based on Bhagawatam. Sadharma. 9th canto is on Bhagawatam. Please keep everything in your mind properly. There should be total library available. What is in, how many chapters are in which canto, you should know that. That much I don't know. In Gita chapter, I don't know. I'm not talking Gita, I'm talking Bhagavat. What? Bhagavat? How many chapters in canto? I don't. Only I need, there are 20 slokas in 12th chapter. And 20 slokas are in 15th chapter also. The second chapter I don't know. Lot of slokas are there. How many are there? 72. And third chapter, 43. Like that, just keep on playing. Keep on playing like that. Have your game with your own mind. Give some challenge to the mind. By tonight, by heart, this slok. Give a challenge like that. If you meet 3 people, play a game. Let us take any name from Ra, Bhagwan's name. Radharaman and Ram. Then, Raghuvar, chalo, और बोल दे ऐसे प्ले करो. रणछोड़दार, चलो, very good. So this is called teasers, mind teasers are there. You grow by that. Take small challenge. Learn one Sanskrit word every day, new word. What is the meaning of, what is it called? Supposing I say glass, chashakam. Ladle, what is ladle called? What is shirt called? Something like that. Well, I have no time. Whole world is challenging. So 8th canto is went on, it is called Sadharma. What is the difference? In 8th canto, Bhagavan is coming as Rakshak, Ashraya Data. Indradumna left his kingdom and he was contemplating on God without taking Diksha from Guru. You can't just chant any mantra which you like. Mantra belongs to Rishi. I have to take permission. Otherwise, mantra will not be. Anything on the road is not yours because something is lying. It doesn't mean it is yours. Some bag is lying on the road. Doesn't mean that bag belongs to yours. Just because you know there is a bag, it doesn't mean it is yours. Just because you know there is a mantra called Om Namah Shivaya, doesn't mean it is yours. So when any knowledge is there and it comes through a proper channel, then it is digestible. So Indradumna was contemplating on God without taking any blessings of the teachers. Agastya came, he didn't offer his respect. Agast him cursed to become the elephant. Although he was doing very good upasana. But goodness, unless it is blessed by somebody, it is dangerous because it creates ego. Then he became Gajendra. And through the nimit of that crocodile holding his feet, ultimately he chanted the stuti, Gajendra Moksh, and Bhagavan Vishnu came and protected him. Ultimately he gave him Diksha. He accepted him. So 8th canto is based on Ashray Data Ishwar. So earlier was Vasna Niyantran, now is Vasna divinization. I seek support of God. I am selfish. I am not that good, but I offer myself to God. So there is Priti is towards something else and Ashray is towards something else. I am not totally committed, but I want to take support. So God only comes when you start feeling I need God to manage my things. You don't surrender immediately. Surrender comes after you feel that He has done a lot. You cannot surrender to a teacher also unless you feel that he has given me a lot. Feeling of getting alone brings you the desire for giving. So this, and then if you know, Devasur Sangram was there, Bhagwan Vishnu took avatar, Kachap avatar, and he did Vasuki also, he churned also, he held the Mandrachal also, he came as Mohini also. All around God was protector. Protector. Protector means He will be there if I call Him with my Ananyata Vidravata. Ananyata Dravata. Ekagrata. If I call Him single-pointedly, if I call without any support, if I call with my melted heart, and if I call Him with my Vishwas, He holds my life. I should never feel that I have to go through a difficulty. I should have experienced the difficulties of my life, I think was taken care of by God. There was rain in the Vrindavan, but Bhagavan Krishna lifted the mountain and didn't allow the people of Vrindavan to get drowned in it. Somebody has held my difficulties, somebody manages. He is my difficulty manager. This is second, Ashray Data Ishwar. I want to divinize myself because He takes care of my financial problems. Devotee's life doesn't run by calculation. It runs by grace. What will happen in the future? I don't know. God will take care. Certain things I cannot do. Certain things I cannot control. उनको भगवान मोहिनी बन गए. And he cheated. Rather, he deluded. Whom? Who? Asuras. At the same place, Devatas were there. They were not deluded seeing him, seeing the Mohini. Although Devatas are also bhogi. Devatas are not less than that in this manner. Indra is already having a bad name. But because they were having the Ashray Buddhi, therefore Bhagavan didn't delude their mind. You will be deluded only when Bhagavan is not with you. And they ran after Mohini, if you remember. And ultimately they lost that. Second point of 8th canto. Third point of 8th canto was illuminating the character of Bali. Bali was dharmic, he was not uncontrolled, but he had abhiman of giving. I can donate anything. Typical thing is abhiman. I can donate, I can give you whatever you want, I have given a lot to many people. Once I went at one place, somebody called me for bhiksha. I never came for satsang. At some place, I can't tell. So I went to his house. He said, Swamiji, I was brahmachari at that time. He said, Brahmachari ji, I want to organize your Bhagavad Sapta. I was sitting quietly. interested in sitting. And then somebody said, Swami Brahmachari, he has organized all Bhagavad Sapta. Murari Bapu, Ramesh Bhai Hoja, Kiran Bhai, everybody is organized. He'll organize it very well. But I watch the game more rather than becoming a game of somebody. So I asked him. He said, did you say yes to it? I said, who is Yajman? He'll be sitting and listening. He said, I will arrange. I said, what? You will arrange Yajman? You will be Yajman. Who will be the one who takes Sankalp 7 days and sit and hear? He said, see, Brahmach, I cannot sit. They said he never sits in your house. He never sits, he just organizes. And then he said, see, I use my money for good purpose, but I don't sit because I don't have too much of interest in Bhagavad. But I have interest in making everybody hear. लो हमने कहा ये सब भी होता है. He said, I want maximum people should listen to Bhagavad. But my capacity is not there to listen for 2 to 3 hours. So he will arrange Yajman. Anyway, I didn't show much interest. But he said, and then he gave me a list. That this year, this Bhagavad Sapta I organized, this I organized. Good actions he did, but there is certain abhiman is there that I have done it. Better would have been if he had said God had given me the capacity to organize it. Right? Bali was like that. And Bali was very famous for dhan. Bhagavan came in his life. Ultimately, he took away 3 steps you heard. But master stroke of Bali was that when Bhagavan was snatching everything, he had no complaints. He gave up in a second. Earlier he was giving object, now he gave ego. Earlier he was a dani, now he is Bali dani. He gave himself. And Bhagavan protected his fame. Gajendra's Bhagavan protected his sadhana. Devatas Bhagavan protected Swarga. Bali's Bhagavan protected Sharanagati. Bhagavan is a protector. If you remember, I have taken all these things. I am just summing up, winding up. Binding up, good word is I'm binding up. In binding you tie it up in one. I'm binding up. Bali Dan. His fame was of not Dani Bali, he is Bali Dani. To do good is good, but not best. Because when we do good, many are there, very less are there who do good also. When you see all are not doing, only I am doing this, then you are more conscious of your uniqueness. Being conscious of my uniqueness is a disease. It's an ego. I should be conscious of the God and not my uniqueness. Of the whole cosmos, being over-conscious of one body is a disease. Because I did a lot, you did a lot, fine. But God gave you the capacity to give. God gave you the love to give. I was fortunate that I could give. No, but you did not give what I did. Sometimes after doing, a person is more arrogant before doing. When he was not doing actions, he was much humbler. When he was not doing good actions, he was humbler. At least he was talking to me very nicely. He was He was not comparing with me. He was not making me aware that I didn't do. After doing very good actions, he doesn't see me as if I am nothing. Bhagwan protected the bhakti of Bali. Doing good is not a very big deal in Vedanta. Goodness should take us to devotion, to humility. A dani can be without, you can be doing charity without believing in God also. There are many people who do charity without God, believing in God. But very few are there who do charity of the one who does charity. What? What? Understood? Bolo bhai? Huh? You do charity of the one who does charity. You give up the giver. Very few are there. I got the opportunity to do good actions in the mission. If I was not there, somebody else would have done it. Thank you, God, for giving me the chance. I become softer. You call the people in the feeding scheme. Huh? Somebody was poor, somebody was limping, somebody was hungry. But you served them some food. They gave you the chance to give you, they gave you the joy of giving them. They gave the joy of feeding them. There's a joy of offering also. When Gurudev came or any saint comes, and at the end I offer food, I offer dakshina, I offer flower. Everything I offered, but I got much happiness. This was Balidan. So he protected the Sharanagati of the Bali. Rather, he brought to the people how great was the Bali. I hope it is clear. Well, what clear? I'm feeling so sleepy. Whole day work was, this is the only place I get rest, physically also. अच्छा करो आप, बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन अच्छा करने के बाद जिसके लिए अच्छा किया उसको धन्यवाद दो. I was starting to talk and I went to one saint. So he said, what you are taking? What classes are there? I said, I'm taking Mandukya. So he said, don't think people come to listen to you. You're not talking to the people. God sends somebody so that you can think and contemplate over what you have read. So offer namaskar to the people who have come to give you the opportunity to reflect and contemplate. Very nice thing saints say sometime in one word line. Whole life is made. That struck me totally. So never this thought comes that this person I am teaching. I am not teaching. I am educating my own mind. I am thinking on my own self. So it doesn't matter who comes, who doesn't come. Weekend has come after a long time. You are in Annapurna today. Whole day. Afternoon session. Okay. Balidan. Then he protected Satyavrat's Gyan as Matsyavata. Fourth thing, Ashray was there. Gajendra Rakshan, Gajendra Dev Rakshan, Bhakti Rakshan, then Devta Swarg Lakshan, then Bali's Sharanagati Rakshan, and Satyavrat Gyan Rakshan, and Veda Rakshan. He protected the Vedas. This was divinizing the Vasana. Seventh canto I controlled, but eighth canto I divinized my ego. I'm trying to surrender. When God protects, then I want to give. I want to give. I want to offer. That is called Vasana Kshaya. I hope it is summed up now. Don't worry about that. It's all fine. Please come to the ninth canto and finish it. I hope it is will go by 30th of this month. This is the topic is there. Go off and on, go back and forth on the same canto. You will have another insight on that. Develop your intellectual, analytical power. Get more devotion of the God. This is the therefore bhaya binu hoina priti. Somebody, unless ashray I get support, therefore I am loving you. Unless somebody has supported you, unless God has done your work, I don't think so you can love God. Selfless love comes after selfish love. You don't love selflessly on the first stroke. You started with little selfish love. And after I got the support, then I became selfless with you. Now I am coming to the ninth canto. Ninth canto is called Bhagavad Dharma. And the name of the ninth canto is Ishanukatha. Very inspiring stories are there of that. Ninth canto. Have you brought second book? Or anybody has got first book only? First book. Second book or first book? Or both? I am not that foolish, I have brought. Sometimes I forget once in 2 days. Ninth canto has 24 chapters. I'll go into the details slowly. Have you seen how beautiful Bhagavad is? There is some rus in it, there is something more for you to take home in your mind. In the ninth canto, the topic comes. This is called very great. Now the people here, the devotees here in the ninth canto are much evolved than eighth canto devotees. They don't have to start with selfish love and then come to self. They are too selfless from the beginning because they are devotees. Devotee means they already have tremendous love from the Lord. Unless love of the Lord is there, you will never be able to deal with your ahankar and vasana. Most difficult thing in this world to deal is with your mind and your ahankar. You can deal with your hunger, okay, I will not eat food today. Or you can deal with somebody, I don't want to talk to him, I want to go out. Or I don't want to, I will think how to work with him. And you can avoid the person for half an hour, I can shift my room. I'm shifting my department of work. I don't want to work with him. He's a troublesome person. I'll work here, he will work there. Let us maintain gap. Achha. I can't work with him. I can't live with him. In the same room? Same room. No way. I'll die. Sure. You have dealt somehow. You can't deal with your vasana and ahankara. You have a very dangerous thing inside you. Very, very dangerous. Much dangerous than the snakes. In Brazil and South Africa, America, there is one snake island. I don't know what is that snake island. What is that? In South America somewhere. Somewhere near Brazil is there. If you go down, every 1 meter there is a snake. So very rarely people go there, those who are adventure and all these things. You are sure to be bitten. Oh my God, yes, they are all slithering around here and there. So much snakes are there that they are all clubbed together. Worse than that is our mind. Oh my God. What bhakti does, like nigirinam analoyatha, Bhagavad says, like the Jataragni, the fire in their stomach, digests the food. Similarly, vasanas are digested by devotion. When you have devotion, you feel, no, God is, I want God's love, I don't want anything else. Slowly your intensity and your reactions to getting objective thing is, yes sir, you want a subjective love of the Lord. Between you and the world, you bring God and you take the shocks. Shock is shock only when you don't have a shock proofer, cushion. Many times, some person was committed, one girl in Delhi or somewhere, she jumped from the big, what is it called, tank or something, to commit suicide. And she said, I'm going to commit suicide. And they stopped, they said, don't go, don't commit. But she already was announcing. Some people announce and commit suicide. And ultimately she jumped. What a brave log hai bhai. To commit suicide, you also need to be little brave. Every foolish person is negatively brave. He does something drastically. And she jumped. But down with military people, they held some bed sheet or something and held her. And after that, I feel she should be beaten. Because she wasted time. If she had to commit suicide, she should have committed and finished. Many shocks life give, but I have God with me. Brahmaji had his Manas child called Marichi. How that devotion is there in the people will you see in 9th canto. You will see the highest form of maturity. Bali got mature later on. Indradyumna got matured later on. Devatas got matured later on. Satyavrat got maturity later on. Maturity is merging with something bigger and you don't feel I am living. Feeling of I am not living is maturity. When you are driving and somebody is already a good driver, you don't feel I am driving the car. You know my driver is very good. He'll take the car to the right destination. When you're on the flight, you don't know the flight route. You don't feel that he's right or wrong. Hey pilot, flight! You don't say like that. Dheere chalo bhai, slow. There's air traffic also. There is something called air traffic. There's something called air road, air route. Not that any route you can just go. The air route is there. And that route no other flight will take at that time. It will be a crash. Because at the time thousands of flights are on the air. You don't see because the traffic is like that. And the radar is there around. Signals are going here and there. You know that driver is, I think he knows where from here to New York or Bombay. He knows very well. You just lie down, you sleep, or you just order some cold drink or water, so it destroys. She says, no, it's over. No, he says, nobody is taken, please give me one more. You recline. In the life also, you feel my flight is being driven by Jagat, Jagadishwar driver. I don't have to worry about that. Unless pilot is drunk, etc. And this also has happened. Some cases, I'm not going to detail. It will be digression otherwise. Topic will be different. So, how the maturity of the person is his ability to face the worst with the best response. The maturity of the person is that he is unperturbed, or his goal is not forgotten. He is not leaving his main point, main thing in life. I have difficulty, but what is the main thing? Main thing is liberation. Main thing is devotion. Main thing is dispassion. There are only three main issues. And one is the mainest, other are the two mainer and mainen. What is that talking, Swamiji? What? One is main, other is mainer, third is mainest. Sir pit lenge log to hear this English. Liberation is the mainest. Devotion is the mainer, and dispassion is main. Okay. Nothing else is issue here. If that I don't get, I don't want anything which doesn't have this liberation and devotion and dispassion. Nothing else is wanted here. Howsoever bad situation is there, don't forget this point. Brahmaji had Manas Putra, his name was Marichi. From Marichi, he had a son called Kashyap. And Kashyap and Aditi had a son called Vivaswan. Same Vivaswan was Satyavrat. He is born there. Vivaswan. And Vivaswan. And from Vivaswan came Shraddha Dev, Manu. Vaivasvat Manvantar is there. This is Shraddha Dev is Satyavrat. And from Shraddha Dev came his son called Ikshvaku, etc. So from Shraddha Dev he had a wife called Manu and Shraddha. So Shraddha Dev Manu had a wife called Shraddha. Please get my point. Manu and Shraddha. Shraddha means ability to see light in darkness. So life runs on two things, on thinking and on believing. Don't think without believing something. There are more hidden things in life than expressed things. So don't contemplate. So in mathematics or anywhere, the teacher writes, okay, the teacher starts. A, this is called A. Don't ask why it is called A. Why A is why not like V? I told you no. W. It should be double V. Why double U? It should be double V. Why it is called vacation when you go and occupy some place? That's called vacation spot, and it is all full. I don't know why. like things are this. So life runs on faith and thinking. Don't think without the background of belief. And don't trust on what is seen only. There is more unseen world. More you can contact the unseen world, more you will be easier to live in the seen world. Your dissociation from the unseen God makes it difficult to live in the seen world. Anybody who did invention, he had a faith. If somebody was right, brother, he had a faith that there is an aeroplane, I can make an aeroplane. And then he start working. Those big teams who win cricket and who win the football, FIFA matches. FIFA. You believe? They think I can become a world champion first. I think that is the most important thing. Whether it was Brazil or it is Italy, who is the present one? World conquer champion. Football. Arey hai bhai, please tell. Huh? Germany, Italy, कौन है? Presently, huh? France, good. A छोटी country. France is not a very big country. Italy is not a very big country, but they are world champions. They were world champions. Small country. I don't know. Whole Europe sometimes is one state of India. Whole Uttar Pradesh, if you combine it, is Europe. Small countries. Belgium, Czech Republic, Switzerland, Finland, Iceland, ऐसा है छोटा Holland, सब लैंड है, hollow land है. Scotland, but Scotland is a part of London. That is England only, not a separate country. You have a faith there. I think I can do job one day. Let me try. When you have something very big in your mind and you are sure about it, difficulties don't appear difficulties. When you are not sure that I can do it, or God will help me, then only thing I think I cannot manage anymore. I think I have failed in this manner. I don't think so I can continue, I can manage. In the spiritual world, you need much more faith. Why? You don't see results. 10 years have passed, no result. 20 years have passed, no result. Very less results you see. When results are big, it comes late. Now fruits are long-lasting and very big and very sweet. It will take time. Mushroom grows overnight, but mango tree will take 20 years. Take. The wheat will grow in 6-7 months. Not the what is it called, fruit like mango or lychee, etc. And they will give perpetually the fruit. The wheat and the rice paddy will be finished after one crop. They grew very fast. They went very fast. You grow where in the companies also, one who shoots too fast, he goes after too fast. When it takes roots and grows, that growth is much more. A bigger tree can be sustained only when the roots are very big. If banyan and people are very big tree, people, because their roots are very, very strong. It is possible you are failing in life. You failed in your sadhana. But still, I'm sure I'll get it. If not now, after 5 years. Are you ready for this deal? If not after 5 years, after 10 years. If not 10, after 20 years. If not 20, after 30 years. If not 40, next birth. Are you ready for it? Then you come on this path. It needs giants of patience. Well, I think I cannot manage. I'm going today only. Then your joy will be small if your faith is small, because you can never think big and cannot have a big goal unless you have a big faith in your heart. Big things won't come just like that. In Mandukya Karika, one example is given. How much patience is required? One bird was there, and bird laid the eggs. Eggs was washed away by the ocean. Now the bird wanted back the same egg. Now how the bird will, now the egg has gone deep down in the bed of the ocean. So with the beak, the bird was trying to empty the ocean. We will laugh. But the bird got the egg. Somebody got happy and gave the egg back. This path is for Himalayan people who have a Himalayan patience, who have infinite, nothing finite works here. Shraddha is required. You can do it, of course. Shikhandi, you know Shikhandi, who was Ambika, etc. She could not kill Bhishma Pitama. And Bhishma Pitama, she said, he spoiled my life. Because she loved somebody else. Ambika. And Bhishma Pitama kidnapped for Vichitravirya. He said, I won't love somebody who is already in love with somebody else. And Bhishma Pitama said, I didn't know all these things. These are internal, personal matters. How will I know all these things? He said, no, I can't marry this guy. Now this girl went to the old lover. She said, when somebody already kidnapped you, I cannot love you. I cannot marry you now. Now she left nowhere. She said, she asked Bhishma Pitama, now you marry me. He said, but I have already taken a vow of not marrying. He said, but you have to marry. He said, no. He said, complain to Parshuram. He said, go and complain. This way war was there between Parshuram and Bhishma Pitama. Although Bhishma Pitama was the disciple of Parshuram. She couldn't kill. She said, never mind. She did upasana of Shivji. He said, I'll take another birth. But I'll hate it. And he became Shikhandi. He was from Drupad, she came. And ultimately, Bhagavan Krishna said, please ask him to stand between you and Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama recognized that she is Amba, the last birth. So much faith is required. Are you ready with the deal? You want moksha and you can't wait. In the shop also, to get one thing, sometimes you have to put on a line. In the shopping center, you go on Sunday or Saturday, there's a queue there. You have to stand there with the bag. And a trolley is there. It is too busy. Sometimes it is very irritating to wait. Standing, doing nothing. The number is not coming. You have to just get 2 loaves of bread. Or you just want milk. Or you just want something else. And by the time somebody phones also, bring this also. Always there is something remaining. Don't see messages at that time. Every wife's problem is there. Whole day she didn't make the list. Or something she will forget. But lal mirch to lie nahi hai. That red mirch is required. I wanted that biscuit, you brought this one. But it was not there. I don't need biscuit. Return. No, you cannot return like that. You don't know how I have to stand there. You go and purchase. But now you go and see how hot is there. You wait for half an hour, 2 hours. And for getting freedom from birth and death, you cannot wait. You can't have patience. You want at a cheap cost. यहाँ अहंकार को हराना है. You have to conquer ahankar. You have to conquer lust. You have to conquer anger. So much joy will be there after that. You have to conquer the body. You have to conquer many accidents are there. You have to conquer many husbands and wives are there. You have to conquer many dead bodies are there in the future. You have to conquer many kinds of diseases are there who in the Sanchit Karma is there. You have to conquer all. I will. That Shraddha is required. Manan is not possible unless you have Shraddha. Therefore, husband and wife both are required for puja. Panditji will say, where is your wife? Well, she is gone. Well, why did she gone? Call her. Well, she is making halwa. We'll make halwa later on. She doesn't know that in Katha we both have to sit together. Well, I told her, but she always goes at the wrong time. Every time she's angry, but when it is required, she is not there. Arey Trimi, please come. श्रद्धा के बिना नहीं होगा आपका काम. You are thinking there is a bigger force. Shraddha and Manu, they gave birth to Shraddha Dev. So Shraddha Dev Manu. So Manu, Shraddha Dev, and then they gave birth to 10 great sons. Manu and Shraddha are the cause of the creation of something. Only Shraddha is there and you are not thinking, you are not doing. Shraddha should be dynamic and active. I have a lot of faith in you, but give me something, do something for me, think for me. Then the Shraddha should get hand and legs. If you are not vibrant and not tapasvi, your Shraddha will be stagnating. I want to express my Shraddha. I have to think. Well, I believe this work will be done. Then you start doing. Believe and do. Belief should be following by some doing. So Manu and Shraddha both are required for creation. You cannot contemplate. Supposing I live with somebody. If you don't have faith, this person will be okay in due time. You can't work with him. Nobody is perfect. Nobody will be perfect. Nobody will be ideal. You have to give chance. Only he will be okay after some time. He'll be fine. I did mistake. I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be okay. You'll be okay. I'll be fine. On any topic, if you don't have sufficient faith, the mind will not be inspired to give thoughts on that topic. And therefore, Manan is too much required, too much thinking is required. Shraddha less Manan is only arguing. That is called, he just argues, he doesn't come to conclusion. So Shraddha less, faithless thinking will take you to the argumentation and nowhere. And thinking less faith, it will not create anything. You need the woman of Shraddha and you need the man of contemplation for the creation of God. I hope this is clear. Vasudev and Devaki both are required. Manu and Shraddha both are there. Okay. Shraddha should be dynamic, should be active. Many people love the mission, but they don't do anything. I love my Guru, but I don't do anything. You think about where you have love. Love needs thought. Love should be married to some kind of thinking. Some only think and do but have no faith. Then also you can't work a lot. Both are required in big quantities. When you can't express your love, you will get depressed. Unexpressed faith will take you to sadness. And when you don't have faith in thinking, it will take you to confusion and argumentation and will become very negative about somebody. Well, he is a useless person. He may be useful sometime. He'll become negative because I have lost faith in him. No, you cannot lose faith in him. How can you lose faith when God has not lost faith? How can you lose faith? Well, I have lost faith in myself only. What you did that you lost faith? Well, I try to control my anger, my passion, but I have failed. Acha, how long you tried? One day. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. If you want thinking properly, you should have a very, very big faith. And faith has to be dynamic. It has to marry it with thinking. Then you will have nice heart and completeness in the house. Every issue requires a lot of thinking, lot of deliberation, lot of contemplation. But background should be, it can be done. And if faith is there, it needs to be implemented, married with thinking also. Merger of head and heart is required for integrated personality. He is having a heart but no head. Or he is having a head but no heart. It won't work. Well, he is very sharp, but he has no emotions. Sure. He has a lot of emotion, but has no thinking. He is an emotional person. Everywhere he is emotional without thinking what to do. We'll see more tomorrow, 9th canto. Om Harar Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki. Boliye Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namah.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva, 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 He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda. He Nath Narayan